it's clearer now behind you. A lot of people were out earlier demanding a concrete commitment from the Premier. Are they satisfied that he will keep his word today?
It's been mixed reactions from the community over here with regards to the address by Premier Panyaza Lesufi. Many of them saying that what they actually are requiring is more efficient police service, and this is symptomatic of what we've seen across various areas in Gauteng and across the country as well. They're saying that the police officials and the police stations in this particular area are not efficient, and that the officials over here tend to generally actually use the area for bribes and just to not act perhaps in a way that is effective enough as well. They say whenever they normally would report a crime, in some way or form it just is not dealt with by police as well. And this is something we have seen across the province as well. But in terms of the response coming out from that as well, they are calling for more police officials to come through on the ground, for more assistance as well. And they say that government needs to do more to ensure that the perpetrator of this particular incident especially is met with the full might of the law, and that he does get the crime and perhaps gets the justice that is served to him if he is found guilty in this particular case as well. But the main point actually coming out from the Premier's address as well is finding out more information about the suspect, that he was already on bail for the alleged rape of a 9-year-old girl. He's saying that bail needs to be rescinded, and obviously with this case taking place as well, those two cases will now take place as well. That was perhaps the major point coming out from Premier Panyaza Lesufi earlier today. I had asked him about the condition and the state of the family as well. He says they are exceptionally devastated from what has taken place last week. Losing a child as well at that particular age in the way that it had taken place as well has been exceptionally difficult. He says the main call from the family is to just make sure that justice is served, and that the person and the perpetrator who has been accused of it will face the jail time that they normally would serve as well. And as we heard as well from the Premier as well, that some of the body parts of the child is still hasn't been found as well. They will be bringing in those K9 units, those diving teams as well, to ensure that those body parts are recovered as well, to just increase the closure for this particular family. They say that they will continue working with the community as well. And then just finally, the Premier also speaking to community members, to saying that they should continue to work together, similar to what they have done today, uniting across political lines to ensure that this particular case is perhaps dealt with in the way that it should be, and to also ensure that the necessary change in this community takes place as well.
Ahmed, little Bokgabo was taken not too far from her home. Her body and parts of it found also in that area. Give us an idea of how far the scene of the crime was at this point to where she lived.
It's not longer than a 5-minute walk from the household as well. We had spoken to a few residents here as well. They say the only safe place that they really feel they can take their children is the nearby parks as well. And the fact that these aren't safe anymore is even more testament to the fact that they need more law enforcement in this particular area. If one had to probably walk down about 50 meters or 100 meters from this particular area, turn right, that's exactly where the park is as well. They say they actually know the alleged suspect with regards within this community as well. They say he's a well-known member as well. So the fact that they actually know someone within their midst who would have allegedly acted in this particular manner, they say they are exceptionally frightened now for their children as well. So maybe just to paint that picture for the community, having parks nearby, which is normally the safe space for their children to actually go and play in, to actually just have some recreational time, having that become an unsafe space, this has become a bigger challenge and a bigger difficulty for the community. And they have made their voices heard, they have raised their concerns, and they're just hoping that the Gauteng Premier will come through with regards to the promises that he has made, saying that they will be working with law enforcement to ensure that this particular case is closed, and to also ensure that more resources will be brought in to this particular area and across the province as well, removing any unnecessary expenditure across the province to ensure that safety and security with the MEC Faith Mazibuko's office to make sure that there is some sort of safety within these particular areas going forward.
Kajee reporting on the murder of little Bokgabo Poo, 4 years old, murdered last week.